Welcome to the Lowdown. Today's show, just ahead of Oilers training camp. How do you feel about the coming season? What about the rookies? What are your concerns? Let's talk. Plus Jays, NFL, a twofer last night, and so much more straight ahead. The Lowdown brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Employee pricing continues on the entire lineup of 2025 Sierra trucks. Details at wolfgmcbuick.com. As you know, we're live on YouTube and Sports 1440. We're at sports1440.ca, iHeartRadio, Radio Player Canada, all over the place. After the show, Apple and Spotify podcast, we tweeted out on X, Blue Sky coming, we're sure, may or may not be on Facebook. We're everywhere, man. Twitter at Lowetide, at Declan Krueger, at SamW1440, at Donovan Paulson. And you can text or call us anytime at 833-401-1440. That's 833-401-1440. You know it's Tuesday. It means twang, and it also means the round table. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have 4 intros, but only 3 people here. I'm going to read them all anyway, because I simply don't care. All right, we begin with the new guy. He looks like the lead singer of a boy band, but make no mistake, he has a big voice and is in sync with a massive broadcast future. It's Sam Wilness. Sam Wilness, everybody. Sam, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
You've got bed hair. Do you comb your hair or do you just let it fly like wild?
You know, when I'm trying to impress the ladies, I slick it all back,
Right.
Make it seem all nice. But, usually I leave it a little messy.
Okay. All right. This is the individual who's not here. He just got up and left. I think he's got to move. If he were an artist, he'd write a musical about the Bengals O-line called We Need a Rum-Tum Tugger. Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Fenwick. Josh Fenwick, not here. Absent. Truant. Man, getting you guys in a room is tough. All right. The next one I think you're going to like. Honestly, Donovan, you're going to like this one. You ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay. His presence on this show is the equivalent of placing an angry Mike Tyson in a boxing ring with old man Simpson. You'll want to look away, but you can't. It's Donovan Paulson, everybody. Donovan Paulson.
That's a great one.
Well, it's also true. So, all right.
It probably will be even more today.
Final one, and I'm glad he's here. If he were a musical artist, he'd write sensitive love songs like I'm Gonna Ken Rosenthal You Baby all night long. It's Declan Krueger.
Speaking of which, did you see his
It was
apology?
the worst apology ever.
Goodness.
He's saying stuff. He goes, well, it's TV. I can't help him up because I'm in the moment.
And he was like smirking. He was looking off camera like he was reading some note. Like it was just poor performance from Bowtie Boy.
I also know that none of it's true because all of his friends came to his aid. They're like, oh, yeah, that's Ken. Ken is such a good guy. I mean, like, I'm watching the video and I'm like, how do you recover from that? He looked at the guy with the type of disdain that you only show people you simply don't respect. I mean, he's got a lot of, I want to see a public apology to that guy on camera.
Yeah, that was as ugly as it gets. Like, there's... the fact
Also,
that it's blown up that much on Twitter too.
Here's the other thing, like Ken, man, if anyone in the baseball world knows they're on TV, it's you. If anyone knows there's a camera there, it's you. Like how is that your reaction in that situation?
It wasn't even the backing up. It was the way he didn't help him and the way he looked at him. Like it was like, boy, I haven't seen pond scum this far north. Like it was just so bad. God, I mean, I honestly don't know how you recover from that.
It borderline would have been better if he had spat on him instead.
It's like if this show, instead of the mics being off when I say horrible things to you guys, it would be on. That would be the way it would work. Same kind of thing. All right, let's get to the games at hand. Do we want to start with the Jays? Because I feel like Trey Yesavage had such a good game last night, and you talked about it, Donovan. I have the rotation as probably starting Bieber, then Gausman, or flip-flop, and then I'm thinking Scherzer because he's pitching well. But Yesavage, I mean, he pitched that well. You got to at least consider him.
Trey Yesavage might actually already be the Jays' third best pitcher, and it's getting a little ahead of ourselves because we've only seen him pitch one game in the majors. But you look at the sample size. We all know Spencer Strider, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've all seen Spencer Strider is he's a runner-up for the Cy Young in past years.
His thighs don't fit his pants.
His thighs don't fit his pants. Those pants are way too tight. But Spencer Strider has some amazing stuff. Since the Tommy Johns, he's struggled to get it going a little bit. But prior to those Tommy Johns, Spencer Strider was one of the most dominant strikeout pitchers in the league.
No.
Him and Trey Yesavage, very almost identical numbers in AAA all the way up through the minor ranks. And that's just on strikeouts. That's on ERA. Like very, very similar pitchers in terms of raw numbers coming up through the ranks. So would I be stunned if Trey Yesavage turned out to be an absolute machine for years to come? No, I wouldn't. For me, with pitchers, like we all saw the Nate Pearson hype train.
Yes.
And we're kind of worried to be too overzealous about what Trey Yesavage could be. I think they're totally different. Nate Pearson really struggled with his command. You would watch Trey Yesavage last night. He can paint the fastball on the down, on the corners at the bottom of the zone, and then he comes with that splitter. The arm angle is nuts.
And I didn't notice a lot of waste pitches. Those were good pitches. They're hard to hit, but really good pitches on the corners.
We'll see what it's like when they adjust, but you've got the top number 25 prospect in baseball. His arm angle is unbelievable. You don't see anything like that. I saw a side-by-side overlay of him and Justin Verlander. It's almost identical. Yeah. And there's a reason that Justin Verlander has succeeded for as long as he has. I'm all over Trey Yesavage. I think he's going to be fantastic.
And he's come quickly, too. Like, he just got drafted a couple of years ago, and he's already there.
Second quickest pitcher to make it in the Blue Jays history. And he had the Blue Jays, of course, new debut record of 9 strikeouts. I think he's going to be awesome.
Braden Fisher looked good. That bullpen needs some help. Do you consider, like, I mean, Hoffman's the closer. They've got other guys. Do you consider using Fisher a little bit in the playoffs?
I think you have to. I think you have to consider all options when it comes to that Jays bullpen. I don't know if Fisher would be necessarily my guy, but if, like, I look at that third starter spot and say that is still very much up in the air here with what happens in the next couple of weeks. Like, it could be Jose Barrios. It could be Max Scherzer. If Trey Yesavage goes out there and has another great start, it could be Trey Yesavage. I have no idea, but I'm looking at Braden Fisher and other guys of that similar vein and thinking you could be the gap, the bridge that gaps like our third starter to our high leverage guys, right? Because that's what I think is probably going to happen, is a shorter start for that third starter, and then you get into the bullpen type of game. Yeah.
NFL last night, interesting stuff. Declan, I wanted to get your. I was looking forward to the Raiders. I thought the Raiders were kind of boring, to be honest with you. I felt like I expected more from them. Chargers looked good. What are your thoughts on the games last night?
Yeah, I mean, a great finish, obviously, in that Houston-Tampa game. Tampa is such a team, this version of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where they're always going to kind of beat the other good teams, but they'll probably also always lose not only a couple games they shouldn't, but lose to a couple of the very good teams. And they are just such a team that's going to be 10-7, 11-6, win the NFC South for however, like, it feels like it could be a while with what we've seen in the NFC South. They obviously get that one. They win by 1. Nick Chubb and Baker Mayfield both had great games, by the way. So shout out Cleveland Browns for letting them both walk. And then, yeah, the Raiders-Chargers game, didn't really watch it, but I did have a Quentin Johnson anytime touchdown bet that cashed. That was pretty nice. And I had Najee Harris over 0.5 receiving yards. That cashed as well. So I'm swimming in it this morning.
Are we seeing, we're through 2 weeks now, are we seeing any young players that we are getting really excited about it, or is it too early?
Ooh, like in terms of first-year rookies?
Yeah, well, or guys who are stepping into a role that they didn't play before. Maybe they were, on the taxi squad a year ago or only played 6 games.
Well, I don't know, like Jackson Smith-Njigba, he's a third-year player, but for the Seahawks, he's a guy who had no 100-yard games in his rookie season. 3 last year, I believe it was, and he's had 2 in the first 2 games already. And he's doing it with all due respect, Sam Darnold, who had a great year in Minnesota last year, but I think some people still think is, kind of Sam Darnold. So he's been a guy who would be in that conversation. As far as true first-year players, I would have to think Emeka Egbuka has been incredible. Like, he's got 3 Jerry Rice had 3 touchdowns his entire rookie year. Emeka Egbuka has 3 touchdowns in 2 games so far, and has just become a favorite red zone target of Baker Mayfield. And if you watched him at Ohio State, you knew he was going to be good. So that would be the guy who's really shown up so far.
Do we have time to review the Cleveland Browns decision-making around the Baker Mayfield entry and exit? I mean, if you were ever going to be an owner and place criminal charges against your management team, it might be around that particular period.
We'll start with some criminal charges against your quarterback, and then work out from there.
They signed him to like how much was guaranteed? I still can't believe how much was like guaranteed.
Almost all of it.
Yeah, we know you're in trouble. We know that you're absolutely not a guy we need to sign. It's going to hurt our brand, but bring it, and we're going to give you 240 chill. You know.
Yeah, the Browns have made some catastrophic decisions over the last, forever, basically.
Yeah.
But that Browns team, man, they could really use Baker Mayfield right now. Man, they could really use, really any of the players that they've let go over the last number of years. I don't know what to say about the Cleveland Browns that hasn't already been said. There's a reason you're a bad franchise. There's a reason you're perennially near the bottom of the league. And the one time it was trending up in the last 10 years, you immediately just throw it all away because you have was it an 8-9 season under Baker the year after making the playoffs? I think it was 8-9, and he wasn't even that bad.
No.
He was fine. He wasn't great. He had a little bit of a regression year,
And that's not unusual for quarterbacks.
It was dumb. It was a bad decision. And I mean, the Carolina Panthers had him, let him slip through their fingers. The Rams, of course, I mean, they had Matt Stafford.
Yeah,
whatever.
Didn't need him.
You didn't need him if you're the Rams. But for the Bucks, I mean, you paid a guy. You came in, I think it was $4 million on his first year deal with Tampa, and I mean that's worked out beyond their wildest expectations.
All right, a little bit on the Edmonton Oilers training camp just around the corner. I'm seeing a lot of like downbeat stuff on Bo Akey and about Ike Howard. I'm going to just tell you that it's way too early. Let them play. They may both. I think Akey will for sure, and there's a chance that Ike Howard will end up in the AHL to start the year. But you got to let a guys play. I thought Matt Savoy was terrific in the rookies game, but he's got a year of pro experience in the AHL, and that counts for a lot. Akey's just out of junior. And frankly, Ike Howard is just out of college, but the structure of those games with 4 invites on defense, when Carfagna and Akey were out there, the structure was much better. When the young players, they were just overwhelmed. It's not their fault. They weren't ready. And for me, that's an organizational fail. They just didn't have enough good defensemen to be able to play what turned out to be 2 games against Calgary's AHL team.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You see the camp invites, and they usually disappoint in their rookie camps, but I guess disappoint's probably the wrong word.
It's a tough it's a tough
spot, and you're not expecting much out of those guys. And frankly, they didn't give you much. That's exactly what I was expecting when I saw the list of camp invites that we're all going to play on their blue line. And I don't know, Bo Akey wasn't. I don't think he was good enough. I think he is at a point where he may have stalled in his development.
Well, I think he never was a great defenseman.
Yeah.
The idea was he was going to be able to use that terrific speed to get pucks out. And if you play him with like in the AHL, they can play him with like a veteran guy like Riley Stillman, and they may find something there, but he's going to need time in the AHL for sure. And his offensive ability is not going to be prominent in the NHL should he make it because of Evan Bouchard, right-handed defenseman who's going to be on the power play.
But even then, like you look back at, it was Brant Clark that left his junior team, and then the year after he wasn't even that good.
Well, he got hurt. He was gone the whole year.
But even then, like the point production isn't really that good for a guy who isn't.
Well, they moved on. They moved on in the year that he was gone. They moved on, and he never did get the prominent spot. Having said all of that, I don't know if stalled the right answer, but he has to show a lot. I just don't think there's a lot in those games that you can take away and use as, factual evidence. And we'll see as time goes on. We'll talk about the Oilers. Don't worry. Lots today. Very quickly before we take a break, one of the legends of cinema, Robert Redford, passed away. My favorite film of his was All the President's Men. I loved Jeremiah Johnson, Butch Cassidy, and the Sundance Kid. I know we've got cinema freaks here, so whoever wants to chime in with your favorite Robert Redford movie or something you'd like to say about Redford, the floor is yours.
This might be disrespectful for Robert Redford. I don't know, but my favorite movie that he's been in is Captain America Civil War, or not Civil War, The Winter Soldier.
Come on, bro.
What it is. It was awesome. It's a political thriller superhero movie. I love the Marvel movies. Robert Redford was incredible in that, but also just the pure the pure movie as a whole, it's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's okay. We want your opinion. So.
It's a great movie, and it's shocking to see Robert Redford in that scene, in that type of movie, and I don't know, he delivered in it.
Yeah, it's like Tammy Wynette with that rap band. I can't remember the name of the song, but that was pretty well. Declan, your thoughts on Robert Redford?
Yeah, I mean, All the President's Men, great shout. I loved Sneakers.
It was a very good movie.
Sneakers was great. The Sting. Was he in that?
Yep, he was.
Yeah.
He was the two.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Both of those with Paul Newman.
Sam was gripping the mic pretty hard. I feel like he's got an answer. Okay, never mind. He doesn't. But yeah, I liked Sneakers because River Phoenix is one of my favorite actors, and I like kind of a tech caper thriller. That's what Sneakers was.
Yeah, and the movie that is often mentioned as a great one wasn't great because it was too long was The Way We Were, and I mean there were great moments in that movie, but it was simply too long, and I don't count that as one of his all-time best. But on a day when he passes, we acknowledge a great actor and director, Ordinary People, a fantastic film, and he did a great job in that. Okay, on the way, we have rumors, and then it's wall-to-wall jibber-jabber. We're going to go for it. It's going to be wild in the streets. We're talking Oilers. We're talking Jays. We're talking NFL. We're talking Elks. And then it's Hi, My Name Is on Declinations at 1:40. What, sir, is the subject matter today, or have we decided upon it?
Oh, we certainly have not. So listen, here's what I'm going to do.
It's called prep.
If anyone wants to email, I'll get a player if no one does. But if anyone wants, we always like to open it up to the listeners. If anyone wants to email me a player with 7 clues, Declan at sports1440.ca, I'd be more than happy to use it. If not, why don't you guys pick a sport right now?
Oh,
first sport that comes to mind.
Baseball.
Okay. I will. If no one emails me, I will think of a baseball player.
You know, I don't often look at the YouTube thing, but I like to check for like comments and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not wearing your glasses enough.
I didn't really love that bit because I didn't like working in the glasses.
I see.
They look great.
It cut back on your efficiency.
Yeah, like they look great. Don't get me wrong, but like they're sunglasses, and we're in a room with no windows, 4 walls, and 1 heavy metal door.
Also,
know what I mean?
Would you like to share with class why you were almost late again today?
I do a lot of stuff. Honestly,
that sounds kind of weak as an answer.
I got to be honest.
A pretty weak excuse.
And Donovan, he said, like, when I got in here, you're cutting it close, and I said, listen, I work the hardest from 12 to 6, so I'll take 11 to 12 off.
Do you think Mrs. Andrews would accept that answer,
No.
Donovan?
No, Mrs. Andrews, that's straight to detention.
Right. She'd say you owe it to your family to show up earlier. Just saying, not that I would say that to Declan because I'm not looking at him. On the way, it's rumors. And then we're going to talk about the Edmonton Oilers, I promise. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is sounding the call. Don't struggle through winter with a furnace you can't trust. For maintenance before winter strikes, call Legacy. Call Legacy. For furnace tune-ups and repairs to give peace of mind. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. Or to scrap your old furnace for a brand new high-efficiency one. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. And with no payments, no interest for 1 year on your new furnace, it's gotta be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Yeah, can I get a... yes. A common reaction from a veggie lover. Always scanning, searching, longing. But wait, what is this we see? The new McVeggie, now at McDonald's.
Japa Machinery Group knows that XCMG may not roll off the tongue, but Japa's team will help keep your construction jobs rolling on time and on budget with heavy equipment sales and rentals. Visit japamachinery.com to find out more.
Hey, did you hear what happened to Aiden?
Oh, yeah. It's heartbreaking.
Everyone knew this could happen. They've been posting those street races for months.
I know, right? Noah's best friend is in the ICU. His family is devastated. All for some likes.
Totally wasn't worth it.
Street racing is deadly. Stop it before it stops you. A message from the government of Alberta.
Ford employee pricing is on now, and you pay what we pay on the Ford you want. Visit your Alberta Ford store or Ford.ca today.
Here's the lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
It's the lowdown on Sports 1440 for Wolf GMC Buick. Check it out, wolfgmcbuick.com. Employee pricing continues. As we continue Twang Tuesday with Mickey by Tony Basil, well-known country music star. And we're just continuing with those country classics.
May as well just play Creed on a Tuesday. Let's just make it Creed Tuesday.
Wow. All right, it's time for Rumors, brought to you by Great Canadian Solar. Great Canadian Solar has been helping homeowners and businesses harness the power of the sun for 15 years. Invest in solar and yourself. GreatCanadianSolar.com. We talked in the first portion of the show about Trey Yesavage of the Toronto Blue Jays. Nick Pollock is a brilliant observer of pitchers, and I read this morning, and I just wanted to read what he's talking about. This is a guy who evaluates every pitcher every day who's a starter. He says Yesavage is a super over-the-top arm, four-seamer, splitter, slider combo, consistent arm action on the four-seamer makes for stupid steep height-adjusted vertical approach for the splitter, allowing absolutely wreck batters, 11 of 19. So there were 11 whiffs on 19 times that he threw that pitch. That's a lot of whiff. The slider isn't terrible, mixed with some floaters and bounce breakers. Trey recorded a trio of strikeouts with the pitch while jamming a few lefties as well. It's not a special offering, but mixed with a four-seamer. The four-seamer is where I'm concerned. It's high, 20 inches of induced vertical break, has the same impact as others with this extreme arm angle, and batters are more familiar. That said, why not take a chance, see what's happening in Kaufman? He struck out a ton of batters in AAA, clearly has above average feel for the splitter. A one start may not be enough for the league to get used to Yesavage, making it possible for the strikeouts to continue even if it's under 80 pitches. And that's probably exactly what the Jays are looking at.
Yeah, that would be exactly what they're looking at. And especially for a team that, clearly put an emphasis on acquiring strikeout stuff at the trade deadline. I mean, we all know strikeouts are king in the playoffs. That doesn't even need to be said at this point. Trey Yesavage, the one thing he does better than, dare I say, any Blue Jays pitcher they currently have is strikeouts.
Yeah.
And whether that's in some kind of a starting role in the playoffs, if they get desperate, whether that's out of some kind of bullpen spot, I don't know where it's going to be, but clearly he's up here for a reason right now. This isn't just for, let's just get the kid in here. Let's get him a couple of games and send him back on his merry way. We're debuting him. We're seeing what he's got. And the Jays, listen, you can't have a better debut than that.
We have, you are going to ask Declan a question. Why don't we do that now?
Deck.
Yeah, man.
Who through the first 2 weeks of the NFL are you the most panicked on as a player?
Yeah. We were talking about this obviously a touch before the show, and my answer wasn't the obvious answer initially, but I think I've come around to Caleb Williams is a guy that I just don't know, man. He has not, listen, he didn't have like a bad rookie year, but he had moments where he did not look great, and he has not looked better to start the season. And it's only been 2 games, but like you got DJ Moore, you got Romo Dunze. By the way, they went out and got a top 10 pick at tight end in Colson Loveland, who doesn't get the ball at all. Cole Kmet was a good tight end regardless. Like, you have pieces there. You have players there to throw to. And he seems to continually be making bad decisions, poor throws. I would be nervous if I was a Chicago Bears fan.
So can I ask a question to both of you about this player? Because I remember Bobby Douglas in Chicago, so I'm old. Sometimes, the problem is you develop a past, and it seems like to me the Chicago Bears don't use their quarterbacks properly. They don't develop them at all. They're waiting for Walter Payton to run the ball. They're not creative offensively. They're not a creative football team, and the quarterback, I think, is sort of in a role that doesn't necessarily make his strengths a part of the strength of the team. Am I wrong? Because it seems like this is a lot of quarterbacks they've screwed up on.
Well, I would say that's certainly been their MO, but Ben Johnson is supposed to be a creative guy. And Caleb Williams is supposed to be a player. Like, he's a guy who can get out the pocket. He's a guy who can scramble. He's a guy who can make throws on the run, or so we thought. So they should have some element of that now with Caleb as the quarterback and with Ben Johnson as the head coach.
Am I crazy for saying that Caleb Williams is giving me major Trevor Lawrence vibes? Like, it might be too early, but the decision making is infuriating to watch.
I think Trevor makes better decisions than
I do
Caleb
too.
so far.
I
from
think
what I've seen. But I don't think of Trevor necessarily. I think of Trevor as a guy who is underwhelmed and underperformed, but I don't necessarily think of him as a bad decision maker.
I think of Trevor Lawrence as a bad decision maker. I think of him as Caleb Williams gives me that massive, like, Trevor Lawrence vibe right now. And I get it's too early to say that this guy is going to massively disappoint, but the decision-making is shocking from Caleb Williams.
It's bad.
I think his inability to hit any moderately, like, normal throw, like, I'm watching him miss 10-yard throws. I'm watching him miss the easy dink and dunk layups that every quarterback in the NFL should make. Caleb Williams is really concerning me right now. And the other guy that I have some level of panic on is CJ Stroud. And I get it might not necessarily be fair for CJ Stroud to have a level of panic around him because of how simply horrific that offensive line is in front of him. But CJ Stroud looked really, really bad last night.
I'm with you, man. CJ Stroud is another guy who deserves to be in the conversation. And he had a legitimate sophomore slump. And this was, again, only 2 games, but this was kind of bounce back and prove it. And he has not done that.
I want to. We should have a bell. Everybody, every time somebody uses the word "dink" in a complete sentence, there should be a ding.
like a swear jar.
No, it's an underused word, and people understand what it means. And I think he said "dink and dunk." I don't know if he said it twice, but there's a lot of. It's a word that has great utility, and it should be used more. And I'd like to reintroduce it into the lexicon if I could.
It's a great, fun word to use.
Not to be a dink about it, but I think that it's long overdue.
Man, we got some bad NFL takes coming in on the text line.
We do.
The Joe Burrow worst contract ever. It's not his fault.
No,
he's a top 5 quarterback
easily.
And Donovan, you want to give him the stat I just told you during the break?
In all his years, Joe Burrow, the best offensive line he's had is 27th in terms of their whole total ranking. 27th. That's criminal. Have NFL franchises not learned the simple fact of, if you have a star quarterback, hell, if you have a moderately decent quarterback, protect the man.
Also, here's an idea. Get your offensive line 2 years earlier, then draft your quarterback, because they're ready to go. Right.
Well, but even still, Lowetide, like, O-line is a position where a lot of guys come in as like relatively finished products. Now they have to be good, but it's not like necessarily a developmental position the way some other are. Like, look at guys like Rashawn Slater, Joe Alt, Penei Sewell, like guys who come in and Tristan Wirfs, and are immediately some of the best tackles, guards in their position.
Well, all I know is that Howie Roseman is a genius, and he drafts the lines all the time.
I can give you like 5 teams off the top of my head where it's like, what the hell are you doing on your offensive line? Like the Bengals, the Dolphins, my Dolphins, obviously the Texans, like the Raiders. What the hell is that offensive line? Like, you're making Ashton Genty. My favorite stat of week 1 was Ashton Genty had more yards after contact than he did actual yards in the game. He had 44 yards after contact. He had 38 yards in the total game. Like, what the hell are we doing?
Well, it's an interesting year already, and we're only 2 weeks in.
These offensive lines are just criminal. I mean, another one that I'm going to criticize is the Seahawks. Like, and I'm forgetting a couple here, but like these offensive lines, like, there's obviously the elite units, and you watch them, And there's a reason that those teams have success.
But the Eagles draft a year ahead. Like they always draft like third or fourth round. I don't remember the last time they didn't draft an offensive lineman or somebody who could play guard or center or something like that. They pile them up, they stack them and rack them, and then you find out who the best athlete is and you train them. And I don't know why other teams don't do that. And then sign guys like who are undrafted free agents. You should have a pile of those guys ready to go.
You should, and you should also. But with the advantage that a team like the Eagles has when you have, a bunch of established already excellent
Lane
offensive,
those guys,
excellent offensive linemen, is you can bring in a guy like Mekhi Becton last year, a former first-round pick who is largely disappointed in his time in the NFL. You can bring him in, you can play him, and then he can miraculously turn his NFL career around and go on to a team like Connor Halley's formerly San Diego Chargers. I always call them
I'll
that.
never ever be able to say LA Chargers or Vegas Raiders.
I always call them the San Diego Chargers still, and it's
2-0. He's so happy.
Hey, they're a good team, man.
I don't even know. They're like the Eagles. I don't even know if the Eagles have played well yet. It's wild.
I thought the Chargers played really well in week 1. They weren't great last night, but for me, the two teams that I might actually be the most impressed with in terms of pure play, the Green Bay Packers,
they played well,
look unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the Chargers, I was expecting them to run the ball consistently because that's what they've done. That's what Greg Roman does. But they're throwing the football, and Justin Herbert looks fantastic.
It's like a counter Trey, except it's throwing the ball instead of running it.
Yeah, it's some weird, I don't want to say nightmare realm, but it is the exact opposite of what everyone was expecting.
Where did you guys come out on the Packers preseason? Because I thought they were going to be good, but through 2 weeks, they look like a legitimate Super Bowl contender. I didn't think they'd be that good, but they look great. The Lions and the Commanders in back-to-back weeks?
All over them. I was all over them. I've notoriously been a little bit of a Lions doubter in some respects. And anytime you watch that many injuries to a team over the last couple of years, for me, it kind of makes me question, do they have the ability to stay healthy over a full season into the playoffs? I don't know. And the Packers, I was all over them.
For me, the NFC North is exactly, or NFC Central?
North.
The NFC North, for me, is exactly why the phrase "a leopard never changes spots" is true. The Bears are going to be awful. Green Bay is going to find a way to be better than everybody thinks they are in the years when they're not going to be great. And then they're going to rise because that's what they are, is the cream. And Detroit is a team. They are changing. It's hard to do in the history of a franchise. They are changing what they are, but they're still not at the Green Bay level. And Minnesota's always in photo. When's the last time Minnesota was a terror in that division? 4 years in a row.
Well, 4 years in a row is tough to do for anyone, unless you're like the Patriots or
the Cowboys
the
have done it
Chiefs.
to my Eagles years and years. And
yeah,
years
but 4 years in a row there's a lot of turnover, and then there's a lot of parity in the NFL. 4 years in a row is tough to do. But the Bengals, the Vikings, excuse me, sorry, Donovan. They were a 14-3 team last year. They were in the NFC Championship game, a little while ago with Steph Diggs and the Minneapolis Miracle. Now, granted, that is 8 years ago now, so I give you that. But it's tough to stay be a hammer for 4 years.
Well, I maybe 4 is wrong, but I feel like Minnesota hasn't been. Green Bay has eaten everybody's lunch for a long time in that division, and Chicago's had every opportunity through drafts and other things to keep rolling. Detroit's done that. They've gotten it up off the mat, and they're doing things. Minnesota's kind of stayed as they are. It's not that they're a bad team. They're 9-8, but don't you feel like Green Bay is on the rise and Detroit is supposed to be? And yet by the end of the year, if Green Bay wins the division, is anybody going to be surprised?
I will be shocked at this point if the Green Bay Packers don't win the division. I just think,
I don't know if I'd say I'd be shocked.
Look, that defense, man.
They're my favorite for sure.
That defense is unbelievable. I've watched. They absolutely shut down Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels looked pedestrian.
Who's the owner of the Green Bay Packers?
It's community owned.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they the best owners in that division? I think they are.
Well,
because
it's kind of tough to say.
Who owns the Chicago Bears?
The McCaskies.
And are they great owners?
No, the worst.
Definitely not.
Okay. Who owns the Minnesota Vikings? The boat aside, are they great owners?
I don't think they're great owners. No.
Okay. Who owns the Detroit Lions?
The Fords.
Are they great owners?
In recent years, yes.
Okay.
But
they've gotten
still
better.
pretty bad, though. Still
Okay.
pretty bad, though.
So the Green Bay Packers, faceless, nameless, everybody's got a little 24-cent Green Bay Packer I own the team card. And the ownership doesn't make their ego part of team building. Hello, Jerry Jones.
Yeah, the Packers, you know what? They don't usually go out and get that super mega stud, but they did it with Micah Parsons, and it pays off usually when you go and get that player. They usually, I don't want to say they cheap out, but they usually kind of find a way to pick around the edges. And you know what? For once, I'll give them absolute credit. They went out and got, frankly, the best player available. They got the best player they possibly could, and he's made a huge difference for them. The Packers, like, we'll see what they wind up doing, but I think people aren't giving the Lions enough credit, and I just said, like, I doubt them at times, but the Lions are still a damn good team. Sure, you could see that Ben Johnson, it's kind of made a little bit of a difference there in the OC change, but that team's still going to be unbelievable.
It's my opinion in all of sports, but certainly in football. You can have great owners. They make mistakes. Jeff Lurie hired Chip Kelly, and he demoted Howie Roseman. That was a mistake. But he wants to win, and he's willing to pay for it, and he doesn't like interfere too much. And I think that's a key to good ownership. And so if you're a Chicago Bears fan and you're mad at the coach, how many coaches have the Bears had in the last 15 years? Head coaches.
Oh.
Lovie Smith, Mark Trestman, Matt Eberflus, Ben Johnson. Who am I missing? It's got to be way more in the past 15 years.
Yeah, we're definitely missing a couple.
Okay, so let's say it's 6.
Might be more.
But maybe more. So like, and I'm not going to compare them to the Steelers, but I could compare them to Green Bay if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. I just think that when you're turning over a lot of stuff like this, you're losing momentum every year. And I think it does come from ownership most of the time in professional sports organizations. And maybe the NFL's different because of the short careers. Maybe I'm wrong and the way the draft works, but I just have a feeling 10 years from now, we're going to be saying the Browns suck. Miami probably sucks.
Take that back.
Well, the Bengals may be better, but maybe not. Like in Ohio, I have this on good authority. I've talked to 2 or 3 people from Ohio. There's parts of Ohio where the most popular team is the Pittsburgh Steelers, not the Bengals and not the Browns. It's the Steelers. Why? Because the Steelers are good year after year after year. And their family goes back to the early, like, Noah and the Ark NFL. That's how far they go back.
It's a little generous to the Steelers. They've been in the exact same spot for like a decade now.
That team also worries me right now if I'm a Steelers fan.
Dude, but for me, the thing is, like, what could your highest expectations possibly have been? A wild card win? Like, to me, that still feels like the ceiling.
But they're building. Okay, I'll make you a bet. 5 years from now, the Steelers will be way better than the Chicago Bears.
Oh, yeah,
of course. I mean,
yeah.
Okay, then pick another team. Cleveland.
Wait, Cleveland versus Chicago?
No, Cleveland versus, like, there are just teams who do it right. And maybe they're having down periods because they haven't drafted well, or maybe the coach can't get anything out of them, or they're running out of quarterbacks and they have to hire an old guy who can't move anymore. Those are issues, but they'll fix it. And in Chicago and in Cleveland, they will not.
I think the Steelers are trending towards something that is inevitable, which is a rebuild.
Yeah, and they'll do it quickly, and it'll be good.
I don't know about that. They just have too many old guys right now. I mean, and their defense, the highest paid defense in football, has been, they've been ghosts.
Yeah, like Lowetide, I give you this. They will do it better than the Bears and Browns, but I don't know if it'll be that quick.
It can't be that quick based on how many old guys they have. You got Watt,
Okay.
Jalen Ramsey's there now. Like, they have everybody.
He's actually still playing really well, though.
But
who's certain to live for at least one more year? Sam, 1 year from now, I want you to bring up on September 16th this conversation. We're going to see where the Steelers are and all those other pretenders are.
The Steelers are still going to be a relevant team in a year or two. But after about 2 years, I question what is going to happen in Pittsburgh.
Sam, in 3 years, I want you to bring up this conversation. All right, we have got to talk about the Oilers, or they're going to take away my Oiler card. That's on the way. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Mr. Rooter goes for a fall stroll.
Ah, the beauty of fall. These leaves are crunchier than that calcified shower head I replaced this morning.
Jacket.
Employee pricing has been held over into September. So if you just got back from summer vacation, you can still get the Ford you want with exclusive deals reserved for our closest kin.
The coffee's on. Drive into Nisku Ford or visit niskuford.ca today. Above expectations.
Great news! Metal Supermarkets now offers convenient welding services for their customers. Simple Weld, steel, stainless, and aluminum welding. TIG, MIG, and stick are all available. TIG, MIG, and stick. Sounds like my old garage band with their kooky nicknames. Yeah, we were huge in Japan, but never really caught on here. Your loss, Edmonton. Metal Supermarkets, your local convenience stores for... and welding. Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
You need the lowdown? It's with Lowetide right now on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Wolf GMC employee pricing continues at wolfgmcbuick.com. We have Sam, we have Donovan, we have Declan, who's everybody. It's like when I start talking, people leave the room. You know, give me a complex here. Wow. But I mean, I know bathroom breaks have to happen, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
The Oilers have announced their 55 players for training camp, which the testing goes tomorrow, and they'll be on the ice Thursday. I'm looking at it, and I see pretty much what you would expect. Mason Millman, who's a lefty defenseman who played in Providence a year ago and played well, is on the roster. Luke Prokop, who we thought was going to be on the roster as well. And then pretty much everybody else is someone we know or is signed. They have 6 goaltenders. All are known to us. And then among the forwards, there's a pile of them, but I don't see. I'll just really read off their names quickly, last names only. Frederick, Janmark, Järventie, Rem Pitlick, Hyman, Henrique, Lazar, Savoy, Hudson, Draisaitl, Lewandowski, Griffith, Seth Griffith from the AHL, Stonehouse, Kapanen, Petrov, Capone. He's an AHL guy, but he's an AHL caliber guy. He should play well, and you never know. Capone, Jones, Grube, Philp, Hamblin, Howard, Lafreniere, Nickel, Marhola, Clattenburg, Rhett Pitlick, James Steffen, Szymanski, Tomasic, Mangiapane, Podkolzin, Nuge, McDavid. Those are the four. I see like 3 or 4 guys that weren't necessarily expected to be on this list. Unless they add a PTO, this seems to me, and I agree with it, this seems to me an organization that feels like they've got the roster in hand. They want to give everybody a quick look, and then they're going to get their 22 or 23 men and start playing the final 2 or 3 preseason games as they want to go.
Yeah, I'm right with you. This is a I'd expect quick looks for the vast majority of these guys, unless your name is. I think they'll give Bo Akey a little bit longer of a look. I think you'll see Ike Howard get every opportunity.
Right. But being sent down is an option.
I think he's getting sent down. It's
a long road to hoe. It's a long way from where he was to where he's going.
He's, from what I saw in those 2 rookie games.
I liked his passing. I was expecting the shot. I liked his passing better.
He seemed to hesitate on his shot a little bit too much for me, given how good his release is. I was a little underwhelmed. I think there's a little bit of work to do in some aspects of his game, and that's why I always thought he was going to be more likely an AHL player for the vast majority of the season.
What I want to have happen, and I will absolutely hammer this table till the cows come home if it does. In 2015, Todd McClellan didn't believe in Griffin Reinhart. Peter Chiarelli had just acquired him, and that was a GM, I think, forcing the coach to play a player. Following year, Chiarelli did it again with Jesse Puljujärvi. Todd McClellan's comments, you can go back and read them if you want. They were like, he wasn't against this young player, Puljujärvi, but he was afraid he wasn't ready. And as it turned out, he wasn't. Should have been sent down. And my sincere hope is that Stan Bowman and Chris Knobloch and the coaching staff and the management can come to the conclusion that benefits the player the most. Jesse Puljujärvi, it looked like when he was 18, he could handle the AHL. Why not send him there? And if not, send him back to Finland. There's no hurry on these guys. There isn't. If your organization needs Ike Howard to play this year, then you have to reevaluate, because he's a young guy with no experience. Chances are he's going to play 25 or 40 games as opposed to 75 in the NHL this year, and that's if he gets called up. So you have to be prepared for it. Now, on the left side, they have Adam Henrique or Ryan Nugent-Hopkins who could play there. They have a Vasily Podkolzin who could play here. I know that is in terms of what Donovan wants, he definitely wants Leon with Vasily Podkolzin, right? Like, that's your dream.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You know it.
But there's other ways. You can use Trent Frederick. You can use all kinds of players. Tomasic is a player you might be able to use on the right side. There are ways around it. You do not have to force feed a player. I think Savoy's got enough experience that you can not necessarily play plug and play, but I think he's got a chance. And then after that, you might have to run with somebody who's not as doesn't have the ceiling of Howard, but you send him to the AHL if that's what it's going to take, and you get him his confidence up, and then he arrives here and he's a little more ready to take on the big time of the NHL.
Yes, and with all of this said, the one guy who I do think is NHL ready is Matt Savoy.
Yeah,
I think he's ready.
Yeah. Now, we're going to have to talk somewhere in time in the preseason about guys who have a little more resume, a little more track and pro. Robbie Järventie, I'm not saying he would get a feature role, but he's a guy who might be able to take advantage of Ike Howard being sent down. But I really do think it's going to be like that group of players that have real NHL experience. Trent Frederick would be an example of that. Maybe you find another role for Kasperi Kapanen. He was sort of a jack of all trades. The problem that I have with Kapanen is he looks brilliant one shift and not the next. He does not have consistency as part of his resume.
He might be the most inconsistent player on this roster.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He is. I mean, we even saw it in the playoffs, right? There was moments where Kasperi Kapanen was brilliant. His insertion into that Vegas series, he was brilliant in his first couple of shifts, and he was brilliant in that first game, to be honest. And then after that, he kind of just slowly eroded, and that's what Kasperi Kapanen does. He's done it his whole career.
And that may mean that Mangiapane gets a feature role.
I think Mangiapane is going to get a feature role of some kind. I don't know who it's going to be with or by, but
I can tell you now. Do you want to know?
Sure.
It'll be McDavid with Mangiapane, and it'll be Podkolzin with Draisaitl.
That's what but I'm still a little bit worried that it's going to be Nugent Hopkins.
Well, Nugent Hopkins should be third line center.
He should be.
Yeah. And then you could move Henrique if you wanted to the left side, or play him fourth line.
That production from last year with Nugent Hopkins, 3 goals at 5-on-5 next to McDavid and Draisaitl.
I wrote like 3 articles at The Athletic about it all year long. It was like, you're bleeding. You're bleeding. And it's your most important line.
And we could have the discussion till we're blue in the face about the it wasn't the players, it was the deployment.
Well, and I don't want to get into this too much because it'll just be driving people crazy, but I looked it up, and Jeff Skinner played pretty well with Connor McDavid.
He did.
I mean, there was a lull early, but then they outscored after December 1st, and he scored like a lot of goals per 60 at 5-on-5, like 1.29. And coaches get stubborn. They just do. And in that particular case, I think that might be, when you're going back and you're looking at what wasn't tried, I think that combination, it doesn't matter now. Jeff Skinner's on to a new town. But I also think that probably management was more patient in the year because the coach got them to the Stanley Cup final and he did it again. But they started out so poorly the last 2 years in the first 10 games. I do think that at some point in time, if you have a situation where your players are not performing, even if they're feature players. Like, I'm not trying to pick on Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He's a famous player. Everybody loves him. And I get it. I love him too. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, I used to sit and fret and worry that Chiarelli was going to trade him because he got the flu every fall. But they absolutely have to be better. They have to be better if they're going to play that kind of feature role. And was that a sneeze?
Yep. As per usual.
You didn't have to address it like that.
From that side of the board.
I have allergies. Allergic to bull.
Boy, are you on the wrong show. Man, did you ask to get transferred off the show when you found out that you were allergic to that?
Oh man, it was a tough decision, but I decided I would stick it out and just pump Benadryl all day.
Okay. All right.
I was like, it's worth it to be able to give Lowetide a kiss on the cheek every morning.
No. Husband of the OT, I'm not reading the last part. Lowetide, interesting comments on the competition show yesterday from Mac T. He led Stoff to believe that Chiarelli wasn't a Griffin guy and used the scouts on that decision, so perhaps forcing McClellan isn't the right take. Well, then Mac T would have been closer to the situation than I. But then the people who were involved in acquiring Griffin Reinhart, if that is the case, are still in the organization, and that would be interesting. The fan base.
Pitchforks.
Did Lowetide write an article? Yes, I did. And I wrote a book too. I mean, if you're thinking about a Christmas present for one of your loved ones, that book would be terrific. On the clock.
Shameless plug. Absolutely shameless.
Listen, I'm there, baby. I am.
When the sales
there.
aren't doing too well, so you got to boost the numbers a little bit.
I learned. I went door to door as a kid trying to give people Watchtower and Awake magazines for 25 cents. I started early, and then I worked in radio where I did remotes and stuff. I've learned, baby. If you don't say it, people won't know it. That's the truth.
What you just did is the YouTube equivalent of that is be sure to like and subscribe.
Am I supposed to say
yeah,
that?
by the way, I'm glad you brought that up, Donovan. Yes, Lowetide, please start factoring that in.
If you could please like and subscribe
to our YouTube.
Yeah. We don't have any comments today, though.
No, we have some comments. Not direct questions. It's more just
I've got every time I look up, it's thumbs up for Donnie P Tuesdays, and there's nothing else.
No, well, you haven't refreshed it then. There's some other stuff on there. Someone wanted David Wells for the How My Name Is segment. Unfortunately, don't put it in there. You can email Declan.
Yeah, that's another great point, Donnie. If you ever text in who you want the player to be or commented on YouTube, Lowetide and Donovan will see it. So you do have to email it to me.
What
Declan
the hell is going on with my
1440.
comments thing?
Was I not just talking?
You were, but I'm wondering about the comments. I'm an old man and I'm talking.
So what you can do on YouTube is you can toggle between comments and live chat, and you may be toggled to the comments right now.
But it won't go. It's still thanks for Tommy P Tuesdays. Deanocracy, who's obviously related.
I think I think I'm not on the YouTube right now. I think you're where you need to be, though.
Okay. All right.
But plus, we got a break coming up, so maybe Donovan or Sam can help you out.
Well, I'm going to eat my muffin, and I know that much. So nobody come around here. I still like my intro for Declan. I thought that was terrific.
It was terrific.
What was it again?
Oh, thanks. Of all the people that you work with, who is the most Ken Rosenthal in that clip?
Oh, that's an excellent
Maybe
question.
you shouldn't answer that.
I'm not going to.
Might be best. All right. On the way in hour number 2, we have Declanations. Hi, my name is, and I promise we're going to talk more about the Edmonton Oilers because we have the roster for training camp. We're going to go through it one by one. 55 players for 55 minutes. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Time for an update with Declan Krueger.
The Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by Papa John's. It is Terrific Tuesday. Get 40% off any regular price pizza. Use the code word 40Tuesday at the start of each pizza order at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app. New York Rangers have named JT Miller as the 29th captain in franchise history. Miller returned to the Rangers where he spent his first 6 seasons in a trade from the Canucks last season. CFL news, Argos quarterback Jared Dagey is expected to get the start under center in place of the injured Nick Arbuckle against the Owls in Week 16. Arbuckle was not seen at practice today after sustaining a calf injury in the late stages of the win over the Elks. And Zach Collaros was in full gear at Winnipeg Blue Bombers practice today, but his level of participation remained unclear. The 37-year-old has missed the past 3 games with a neck injury. Alouettes also signed receiver Tyler Snead to a 2-year contract extension on Monday that will keep him with the team through 2027. And Paige Beckers was the WNBA Rookie of the Year. In the MLB, we got one game going on right now. Game 1 of a doubleheader between the Braves and Nats. Braves lead that one 5-2 in the bottom of the 5th. A little bit later on today, we're going to see Toronto in Tampa Bay taking on the Rays. 5:35 first pitch for that one with Jose Barrios on the mound. I'm Declan Krueger. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
1440, a Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we believe that life shouldn't hurt. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't know that sometimes it really hurts. I mean, we've seen people at their worst moments in life, when they feel they have nowhere to turn, or at a time when they felt like their problem just wouldn't ever go away. We've also seen people who thought to themselves, it'll just go away on its own, or this is no big deal. I don't want to bother anyone about this. Don't know where to turn to, or think it's no big deal. Either way, we have the technology, techniques, and skills to help you get back to it, whatever your it may be. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Experience a season of superior luxury, performance, and savings. The Fall Experience event is on now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. The all-new redesigned 2026 XC90 is here. Come drive one today. You won't be disappointed. Finance or lease a 2026 XC40 from 1.99%. And right now, you can save $7,500 on remaining 2025 XC60s. The Fall Experience event is on now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. Great vehicles, better service. Visit VolvoCarsEdmonton.com. It's the final weekend of the Brick's famous tent sale. Now, save up to 70% off clearance items in the tent and store, with amazing deals arriving daily in every department. Like up to $1,800 off power reclining sectionals and up to $700 off big screen TV. Buy more, save more when you buy 2 or more major appliances, up to $1,000 off. Plus, get a free Bluetooth party speaker when you spend $9.99 or more on furniture. Some exclusions apply. See in store for details. The Brit, saving you.
Step into fall with Husqvarna and the Lawnmower Hospital. Husqvarna has chainsaws for the homeowner, farmer, rancher, or professional available in battery or gas-powered models. Take care of leaves quickly with the power of Husqvarna blowers. You'll find it all at the Lawnmower Hospital, and you can see the full selection at lawnmowerhosp.com.
We're more than repairs. We're more than mowers. The Lawnmower Hospital.
The only two things in life that make it worth living.
Here's the lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Twang Tuesday with Waylon. Brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Employee pricing continues through August on the entire 2025 Sierra trucks. This is an old liner, and I meant to say September. Details at wolfgmcbuick.com. I pulled the wrong script out of my briefcase, but we all know it's September. I'll fire myself after the show. All right, so Oilers have released, tomorrow is the physicals and all of that. Maybe there'll be a PTO added, but they have released their 55-man roster. It's long, and there's a lot of people on it. Most of them you know well. You can go to the Oilers website, and they have it for you. For me, I'm going to pick out a few players I want to talk about. You guys are welcome to join in. Connor Clattenburg is turning pro out of Flint in the OHL. And you may have seen him in the rookie game against Calgary. He took on about a 6'8" Flames defenseman and knocked him flat. Clattenburg is a rugged player. He's very physical. The Oilers don't have a lot of that in the organization. And I suspect he'll be a favorite in Bakersfield by Halloween night. I don't see him making the NHL this year. Matt Capone is a pretty nice skill center wing, shoots right, out of Boston University. He was drafted by the Oilers, and he signed an AHL only deal. We'll see, but he has talent. Leon Draisaitl, Trent Frederick, you know about. Seth Griffith is on an AHL deal now, but he has been invited to camp. Jaden Grube has played a couple of years now out of the Rangers system. The Oilers traded for him. He regressed last year, but he had some talent in year one. We'll see. James Hamlin, you know about. Henrique, you know about. Ike Howard, you know about. Quinn Hudson, who looked pretty good in the rookie games, but he's a Boston University grad, an older prospect, and I suspect he'll spend at least a year in the AHL. Zach Hyman is injured, but he's on the list. Janmark, you know about. Robbie Jorvente, a good young winger. He's 6'3", 210, got some size. Max Jones, you've heard about. Kasperi Kapanen, you know. Curtis Lazar, former Edmonton Oil King player, and he may make the team at the cost of a roster spot for Noah Philp. I think Philp on waivers might be interesting to watch. Tommy Lafreniere and David Lewandowski, both 2015 picks who were at the rookie tournament and did some nice things. Andrew Mangiapane. Biljami Marhala, who I think is a lot of new fans because of how well he played at the rookie camp. He is 22, so a little older than the rest. Connor McDavid I understand he's a good young player, and he might be able to turn some heads during the regular season, but we'll see. Got to make the team first.
Yeah, of course. He's just okay. I'm not sold on him yet.
The thing about Connor McDavid is that, I mean, he's what, 28 now? 27, 28? And the question really about him is, how long could he play before he didn't make a team? Because I think it might be in the mid 40s. And then I'm not sure. He's so fast. He'd have to change his game.
Yeah. Well, that's we'll see. Like Connor McDavid, you know that the desire and the will to play is always going to be there.
Yeah.
I don't know how long he can last. Like I think he's going to age as well as a Sidney Crosby? I do not.
Interesting.
Like he's still going to be excellent into his late 30s. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I think Sidney Crosby is the player that, like, Sidney Crosby could play forever. Just based on his game was never about speed.
Right.
It was about edge work, which has gone nowhere. It's about, I mean, like the 200-foot game's excellent. The face-offs have been excellent for a long time. The skill is the hands. Everything about Sidney Crosby's game is excellent. It's perfect, and he's the closest thing you can have to a perfect hockey player.
I think I'll just jump in because that's what I'm doing today, apparently. But I do think that McDavid would have to alter his game.
Yeah.
But with his foot speed, if he did, he could play a long time.
He could, but that's my biggest question. That's why I say Crosby will still remain the better ager.
Gordie Howe played till he was like 51, and he was not fast when he was 51, but he could still play. So I'm sort of agreeing with your point there.
Yeah.
So Crosby may have the longer career in terms of time.
But I think Crosby's going to retire in the next handful of seasons because Pittsburgh sucks.
I don't think McDavid would have to change his game too drastically.
But the wheels always fall off.
The wheels do always fall off. But I'm saying, like, if he was,
but even
if he lived and died on his speed, it'd be one thing. But he's also the best passer we've ever seen. He's got the best hands we've ever seen. He's got some of the highest hockey IQ we've ever seen. You know what I mean? Like, if he was just wheels and nothing else, it'd be one thing. But he's not.
And he's not all hat and no cattle. He will cross-check and he will play at that level. I think injury will have an impact. It certainly has on Crosby, although he has worked through those concussions. But that's part of it. People are saying that Connor's listed on Leafs training camp roster, which is hilarious. I'm not talking about it because I'm not talking about it. But I will say that the amount of glee from some people in Toronto in media about McDavid not signing the contract is, it displays a little bit of bias. I mean, if you're supposed to be a reporter or a journalist, I don't know that you would, although I know everybody does, I don't know that you would be at that level about that story.
It's not like they exactly got a lot to cheer about in Toronto in terms of hockey.
And
like, things aren't going particularly well for them as a franchise.
And they just lost Marner for nothing.
I know, and you were adamantly against it, or vehemently against it, I should say. But I think it was probably better.
Needed.
It was needed for sure.
Yeah.
Well, now they're better.
Well, they might not be a better regular season team, but I can tell you confidently they're a better playoff team.
Yeah, like that's kind of my thing, Donovan. Like,
well, we'll see.
Even if you're not a better regular season team, you just got rid of a guy who is going to not show up in the playoffs, and you'll take that when you're in the playoffs.
We'll see. I mean, you maybe they'll be way better and win the Stanley Cup, and then we'll have our answer.
Tell me this: are the Leafs now tougher to play against?
We don't know who's going to play. Do we know who's taking Marner's place?
No, it's not about who's taking Marner's place. It is you've just added a lot more size. Sure, you've distracted in your skill, but you've just added for Mitch Marner, you've added the equivalent of a bunch of third-line players.
And you got a good fourth-line center.
Nick Waugh. Got Nick Waugh. You've added in Dakota Joshua, who really, really, really regressed last year, but I'm not holding anything against that guy. He had to do with the whole cancer thing.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Year was a write-off for Dakota Joshua. Let's see what he does this year. And they are a lot tougher to play against. And that, if you're Toronto, that was your whole goal, was let's become tougher to play against, because we know we're going to have to play up against the Florida Panthers. The Panthers eventually wore you down, and it was rest in peace for Toronto. I just think Marner is a great player, and he's going to help the Vegas Golden Knights immensely in the regular season. But as soon as I saw him sign in Vegas, I went, for the next 10 years, the Oilers are beating the Golden Knights.
Well, that's interesting. We can wait for that to happen. Eden Father of Arias said, did the Leafs not sign Marner in order to have money for McDavid? Well, I'm not going to get into this, but I will say that every day that passes where we don't hear a lot about Connor McDavid, then the Edmonton Oilers, and I've said this before, I think the die is cast. I don't think you can trade Connor McDavid, but they have to be aware of that. They have to be ready for it. And if that is the case, then I would suggest that if there's any opportunity next summer for a major offer sheet by Edmonton to another team, that would have to happen. Because if you're losing McDavid, you better replace him with something, even though it's not going to be enough. That's I would say unlikely, though, in my opinion. Do we all agree we still think McDavid will sign, or have we changed our minds on that?
It's funny you bring that up. I'll let Donovan go first.
He's signing.
Okay.
Where is he gonna go?
Carolina, Colorado.
No, Carolina. I hate that. I just don't see
Well,
it.
they've got the money.
Tell me why the Carolina Panthers are not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of the NFL.
You
From
said-
the
Do you mean
NHL.
Carolina
Carolina
Hurricanes?
Panthers are
Sorry,
an
Carolina
NFL team.
Hurricanes.
You're
Sorry,
becoming me.
I've just combined. Yes, I'm becoming you. That was old man moment. Tell me why the Hurricanes aren't the Bucks of the NHL.
I think they're a little better.
They will always beat the good teams. They will always be good. They will always.
You can't blame them for trying to get McDavid, though, because that would make them something they weren't before.
But
you
they
wouldn't
would play,
blame them for
They
it,
would
but-
play Connor McDavid for
Oh, I don't
18
think so.
minutes.
I don't think
They
would
played
do
Mikko Rantanen in 18 minutes when
I
they
do
acquired
not
him.
think they will do that with Connor McDavid. I just don't. I mean, that would be like, you've got to go to Rod Brindamore and say, Rod, do you want the job? Because the job is playing Connor McDavid 23 minutes.
But then why did they play Mikko Rantanen in 18 minutes?
Well, how long did they have Mikko Rantanen?
A couple weeks.
Right.
But his average ice time was like, it wasn't close to what it was in Colorado.
Right.
If you have the mega stud, play him.
Yeah. Well, I will say this, that if you are Carolina ownership and management, you should move heaven and earth to try to get Connor McDavid. And if you get him, then you should fire the coach if he's playing him that few minutes.
The Carolina Hurricanes are just such a structural. It's their structure that is their doom.
Well, they can learn from that, though, right?
But then you would be asking, like, Sebastian Aho needs to play more. Andrei Svechnikov needs to play more. Seth Jarvis needs to play more. I'm not saying all these guys need to play 22 minutes, but it's just like,
I think they need a goalie, but if they got McDavid, that would be brilliant.
why you look at Jordan Martinook's minutes, and no disrespect to Jordan Martinook, but why are they so high? Why?
If you got Connor McDavid and didn't play him, then you'd be sued by the NHL. If you got him in Carolina, I think he could make a difference. And a goalie, that would help too.
Well, but like he would make a difference anywhere.
I understand
I
that.
mean,
But Carolina also has the money, right? Carolina could make a trade today.
back to the original question. I used to be pretty, set in my belief that Connor was going to sign a 4-year extension. It just feels a little bit more like 2 to me.
Well, I think that's fair too. It might be one. The other part of the thinking here is that, like, based on some of the estimates, this cap is going to explode by year. So if I'm Connor McDavid, I might consider signing a series of 1-year deals.
This is what I come back to all the time when I'm looking at Connor McDavid and is he going to sign? There are currently 7 teams that could roughly thereabouts trade for Connor McDavid right now, current cap space.
Right. And a pile more would sign him or have the money to sign him by next year's deadline.
Yes, but
July 1.
The Carolina Hurricanes do not currently have the cap space to do it, but they would be trading out somebody, so they would be able to do it. The Calgary Flames, we all agree there's no chance in hell. The Detroit Red Wings, no chance in hell. Pittsburgh, that's a sinking ship, no way, Jose. Columbus, no way, Jose. Chicago and Anaheim. Where's he going?
How close is Colorado?
They have, they have 1.3 million in cap space.
What about next year? Signing him as a free agent.
They would have. Let me double check on them, but they have to sign Cale Makar, man.
Well, it would be top heavy. There's no doubt about that. I agree with that.
If you go to Colorado, you're in the exact same situation you are in Edmonton, which is you're unbelievably top heavy. You have so much money tied up in a handful of players, and they still have to sign Marty Necas too. Like they're projected for $26 million in cap space next year,
but they won't have.
But they won't have even close to that. Makar is going to eat up, let's say, $14 million, and they have to sign Marty Necas. They're screwed.
So I think what we've gotten is we all agree he's going to sign, but some of us are more towards 2 than 4 anymore. Correct?
Yeah.
And you do not believe Connor McDavid will ever play in Raleigh.
No, I also don't believe that the Carolina Hurricanes will ever win the Stanley Cup with this roster.
LT, thoughts on this season of Only Murders in the Building so far? Well,
Oh.
I haven't watched it yet because we're starting at the beginning and watching it all over and then catching up. So that will be what we do but I'm excited about it, and we're already started it, and I love that show.
I'm waiting for the whole season to come out.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to watch it because I like you, unbelievable show.
Oh, I can't I get excited about watching that show. And if I knew I was going to watch some of it tonight, I'd be really excited right now. That's how good that show is.
Oh, it's if you haven't watched it, go Disney Plus, go and watch it. It's unbelievable. I was surprised at how good Selena Gomez
She's
is as an actress.
And those two old farts are good too.
Oh, they're excellent.
Yeah.
And then you see the little sprinkle of like Oscar-winning talent in there.
Yeah.
And this season, I know it's Christoph Waltz and
don't tell me.
Oh, do you not want to know who?
I don't want to know anything.
Okay, well,
No.
there you go. Sorry, Christoph Waltz is in it. Two-time Academy Award winner. They have. It's just such a great chemistry on
It's so good. I just love it to death. Propane Pimp says, I'm glad Al didn't want to talk about Trading 97. Well, I don't like it because people get mad at me. And I understand you're chasing your tail with this story because nobody knows what nobody knows. So it's just all gas bagging about something that irritates people. Like talking about lint or rust on your car or male baldness.
You just went in a very interesting direction.
Well, I'm trying to think of things that irritate or upset people in the room.
What was the list so far?
Baldness, lint, and what else did I say? McDavid trade.
Mm-hmm. The baldness is particularly one of us.
Listen, but it doesn't bug me because I know I'm a rock dash. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing, like I kind of just like it.
I think we can say dink, but that might be a little too far.
No, I blurred it.
Okay.
Here's the thing, I got to really make a decision here. Am I going to Turkey, or am I just rocking the Gregs?
What?
/ Brando Douglas.
You have an important lady in your life. What does she want?
She wants me to shave it.
Then brother, fare thee well. Godspeed, sir.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. I'd be Turkey all day.
Yeah.
I will say this.
And I get paid a lot. So.
I will say this. People will make a big fuss in the beginning and then they'll forget about it. Look at Gregor. I've known Gregor forever. I don't even think about his hair.
The thing,
I'm too busy staring at his ridiculous glasses.
I think you have to go for facial hair, though, if you go bald.
I don't know about that. I haven't looked into it.
I think you got to rock glasses.
Can we just spend a moment thinking about the fact that I have hair at my age? Isn't that like incredible?
You got a great
fresh haircut.
You got a great head of hair too.
But it's stupid. It's my dad was bald. My grandfather on my mom's side was bald. My brother is bald. My uncles are all bald. I didn't track the milkman, but I don't know why the hell I still have all my hair.
Yeah, you got exceptionally lucky. I think everybody watching on the YouTube is probably jealous right now because, quite simply, it doesn't get any better than that head
I
of hair.
think what happened was God said, this guy is dumb as a post. He doesn't have any great skill, and he's certainly not going to be an athlete. We better give him a head of hair. I wish I'd gone for, I wish they decided on making me rich, to be honest with you, but that's okay. Have you looked into plugs?
That's what the Turkey trip's for.
Because they can do it, not like Elton John or Bobby Hull, but they can do a good job on that stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
on the YouTube chat. Oh wow, look at the flow on Tide. I'm jealous.
Yeah, well, I draw attention to it, so that's silly. Okay, on the way, it's 1:18. More Oilers talk because you seem to love that. We'll take your text information as long as it doesn't include dink and that other word that Declan used. We'll pass it along. And at 1:40 today, it's Declanation's Hi, My Name Is. Remember, Sam's in the room, and he's not 18. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Jason Krueger isn't just a sports guy. He's a community builder with over 2 million raised for local charities.
And his Krueger Foundation
$1,200 additional off the price. Come see us, corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road.
Wolf, GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Plan for success in 2026 with help from the Co-op Grow team. With the latest on-farm technology, our agronomists will work with you to gather and interpret soil samples, analyze data, and gain more insight into your fields. We offer local expertise and trusted advice to help you plan your inputs and prepare for the unexpected. Get ready to make data-driven decisions with Co-op Egg Zone Fields. Make a successful 2026 crop plan to meet your field's potential. Talk to your Co-op Grow team today.
It's time to rev up your engines at the Finning Sales Event, Tuesday, September 23rd. Take advantage of event exclusives and score big with 0% financing. Demo the latest Cat heavy-duty equipment as they celebrate 100 years. Plus, you can pick up your perk with every equipment purchase, $2,000 in additional discounts or free select attachments. Big machines, big savings, big fun. That's Tuesday, September 23rd. Edmonton Finning, 10910-170.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Can you fit sports encyclopedia on a business card?
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowetide for Wolf GMC Buick. Employee pricing continues at wolfgmcbuick.com. Wanted to pass this along because I do think this will be interesting to a few people. Where is it? Come on. Blast, I appear to have lost it. Well, that sucks. Here it is. Bren Rosner, who is a writer for Pitcher List and other online entities. Trey Yesavage generated 19 swings and misses on 69 pitches yesterday. It was the 119th time this season a pitcher has generated 19 swings and misses in an outing. The other 118 times, the fewest number of pitches thrown was 83. Yesavage did it in 69. He's unhittable first blush. Now, I mean, if he pitched against the same team next Tuesday, maybe it would be a different result. But he's got stuff. There's no doubt about that.
His splitter in the minor leagues had a 61% whiff rate. People swung and missed on that pitch 61% of the time. That is nuts. And that's a lot due to his arm angle.
Yeah.
But that's a lot due to, I mean, you watch that pitch and it's disgusting. He is... I'm all aboard the Trey Yesavage hype train. I think this is going to be a lot different than the Alek Manoah experience, where people can say that Alek Manoah, the pitcher's adjusted to Manoah. No, his stuff just got way worse.
Well,
he lost depth on his slider.
Okay, like best Jays pitchers ever, Halladay.
Yeah.
Well, Halladay. Let's go with that. Anybody better?
No.
So,
in my mind.
Halladay arrived and he was special and unique right away. Didn't mean he was going to win, the Cy or anything like that, but he was. Everybody knew what he was. What I'm getting, like, this kid rose quickly through the minors, and nobody said, "Oh, he's going too fast." Like, he's a rocket. He has to be good because guys don't come up this quickly.
No, guys don't come up this quickly, especially young pitchers, and you've seen a wave of these young pitchers come up this year. Particularly in the second half.
But Mizorowski in Milwaukee is probably the best of that, but he doesn't have the command of this Yesavage.
He does not, but no. Yesavage doesn't have the velocity of Mizorowski, and that kind of comes with the territory of throwing that hard. I just think...
Would you rate Yesavage the best one, or would it be Burns or Mizorowski? Who do you like of the young guns?
I've always thought Velo at some points is a little overrated because everybody can hit an 100-mile-an-hour fastball in the majors, or you're not in the majors.
You throw 3 in a row and they'll hit it out of the barn.
Exactly, right? So for me, when I look at the combination of the strikeout stuff, sure, Yesavage doesn't have that 100-mile-an-hour heater, but he's got the command. He's got the strikeout stuff. He's got the arm angle. Everything about him is next level. I think he has the chance to be the best, but we'll see. Like Chase Burns, I think is going to be an awesome pitcher. I think Mizorowski, he's had his struggles this year after a really hot start, but man, I might be all over the Trey Savage. Like, do I think his stuff is Cy Young level? We'll see if he gets there.
Yeah,
but it is Cy Young level.
He's starting with the right tools. Richard says, rock the ball, just go to the barber on 118th and 50th Street. Good dude, ask for a number one. Done in less than 5 minutes, $21. You can rock it, Declan. Seems like your people are supportive of you.
I appreciate that. I honestly do think I can pull it off. That's not the issue. Well, I guess that's kind of the issue.
Well,
actually.
no, but the issue, I'll just say what it is because I told you earlier. Forever is a long time.
Yeah, for sure. And also, like, imagine, I don't know, it's just feel like the hair has been a big part of my looks my whole life. Then one day you just don't have that anymore.
Well, and you have nice hair. It's not like it's gone.
Well, I used to. It's getting a little tough now. It's still like it's honestly not that bad. Like we're talking about it like I'm in, like I'm looking like FaZe Banks or something. I just got a bit of a Matthews forehead.
If you
a little receding.
If you had a small brain, nobody would notice it. But you got that gigantic brain in there, and
a lot going on up there.
Just saying, that's what happens.
Mostly it's just a monkey with symbols. I got two monkeys with symbols up there.
Well, we're people in the room with you. We're not monkeys with symbols, really.
That's. I will say though, that did sound a little like Jason Strudwick / Ryan Rashog denial on the hair.
Yeah.
No, because theirs is like bad.
Well, if Rashog was here, he'd be talking about his bad back by now. Like he doesn't really get a lot of hair talk in because he gets into the I'm ill and I can't play. And then Struddy would go, whoa, 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 that horse laugh of his. What a combo. I'm getting all teared up talking meaningful baseball in mid-September. It's a beautiful thing from STP. It's true. There's nothing like October baseball. It like I feel like Robbie Alomar is coming around and he's going to spit on somebody. It's so good. Just waiting for it to happen. Robbie Alomar was a great baseball player. And I knew I'd miss him when he went away, and I do.
Not a great human being, though.
Who is?
Yeah. We don't need to go down the Robbie Alomar.
When you give a young person like $70 million when they're 25, the odds of them turning into not a nice person is pretty high because they can buy a lot of things, including people. That's a fact.
Yeah, and but Robbie Alomar was a hell of a player. The Jays have had. You look back at some of the Jays, like if they had like an all-time team of,
be a great team for how young they are as an organization.
It'd be unbelievable. Like you've had, even just looking back at some of the guys who have come through towards the end of their careers, like they've had
Ricky
Henderson, Frank Thomas came through at the end of his career.
Would you put McGriff or Olerud at first base or Vladdy? That's a tough call, man.
That is such a tough call.
You're right.
It's almost impossible to. I think I'll say Vladdy.
Right. I would have said McGriff until Vladdy showed great footwork at first base, and now Vladdy, like even in a down year, they're like, yeah, he only hit 32 home runs and 290, and I mean he's just a hell of a player. He truly is.
I wouldn't put it against you if you said Olerud or McGriff though.
Yeah,
like
that's great.
All three of those are unbelievable options.
Yeah, and it just shows you what Toronto has done over many, many years. I mean, I still am mad at them about the Expos, but they have had great players, and I will give them credit. In the last decade, they've really tried to win. And if Santander can earn 10% of his money between now and the end of the year, then they've got something going. They need that lefty bat with hair on his ass. That'd be awesome.
It would be awesome for sure, and especially with some of the guys have started to slow down. I'm looking at Barger. I'm looking at.
We didn't even mention Delgado.
Oh my god,
we should be shot.
We should be shot.
Oh my god,
we should be
That's
shot
bad.
on that one. That one is bad.
That is. Well, it just goes to show you that you like. Well, there couldn't possibly be a fourth. And then Delgado, who might be the best. So
yeah, and then you look at other positions around that diamond. Joey Bats, Josh Donaldson.
Yeah.
You'd have to have Edwin Encarnacion at probably. Would you have him at DH or would you leave it up to somebody else?
I don't know. It would be tough. Like Gruber at third base. Who do you put at first base?
Josh Donaldson.
Okay, but Donaldson.
That's an easy one.
Who's your catcher?
For Canadian sake, I'd probably go Russell Martin.
Great catcher.
Yeah.
Second base, Alomar.
Yeah, easy.
Shortstop. We had a lot of good ones. Tony Fernandez was a very fine shortstop. I have to think about that one for a while.
That one's a question mark for me. I don't know where I'd go with that.
In center field, I think I'd probably put White.
Yeah.
Right and left field would be interesting. Going back all the way to Barfield and Bell, they've had great righty and lefty field.
You have to have Joey Bats in there.
Yeah. What a team.
They've had some unbelievable teams. They've had some unbelievable players come through. Like, I still can't believe that team lost to the Royals.
85?
No. In 15? Was it 16?
Okay.
I don't remember what.
In 85, they lost because the Dick Hauser outsmarted not Jimmy Williams, but before Jimmy Williams. He brought in. He got Cliff Johnson out of the game and another righty, maybe Garth Orge, and then he put in a lefty, and then Rance Mulliniks and Al Oliver had to hit against them. And then they pitched to George Brett. What the hell were they pitching to George Brett for? But it's okay. It's all over now. Okay, it's 132. Look at Olarode's batting average. Yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy.
Severely underrated player in the history of the game.
Hurry up and offer sheet McTavish. Thanks. He's still out there. There's some interesting players out there still.
If I'm the Oilers, I got no interest in McTavish.
Next year, though, they might have, just saying, they might have some money, and that might be, I think if I'm McDavid, I might be interested in signing 1-year deals. Wait to see how this explosion of cap dollars impacts.
Other guys we should be shot for not mentioning: Vernon Wells.
Oh my God.
And Paul Molitor.
We didn't mention Paul, and we could have mentioned Winfield and Joe Carter. That would have been nice. We're going to have to hand in our sports card here by the end of this show.
But there's too many names to remember.
No, I will say I thoroughly enjoyed spending time with Joe Carter, both on the radio and live when he came through recently. That was a Riverhawks that really, really well done. And I really enjoyed that. He's a fascinating guy. And he has a tremendous memory about that monster home run he hit off Mitch Williams.
That was, in recent memory, that was, I think, my favorite interview you've done.
Well, it was, I tried to, because Mitch Williams, I tried to let Mitch Williams off the hook. I said, he hit a good pitch, Mitch. You go, nah, I grooved it right where I wanted. And I asked Joe Carter that. I said, Mitch Williams said he grooved it. And he said, well, a righty bat loves a low inside pitch, and it was just inside, and I could see it coming, and I knew what it was. And that's the thing. He knew what the pitch was going to be. He guessed, but he knew exactly what he was going to get, and he just rocketed that thing out of the ball yard. Incredible story. All right. Do we have a declinations? Hi, my name is?
Oh, do we ever?
Okay.
Want to know who it came in from?
Sure.
Andrew Walker.
Did it?
It did.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
He's gonna kill us on this one.
This is going to do. So maybe it's, what was Robert Redford's name in The Natural? Roy Hobbs. I'm going with that. All right. Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
The Spruce Grove Saints home opener is Friday, September 19th, and you don't want to miss it. The Saints will be playing their first game in the brand new Thompson Family Arena as they host league champion Brooks Bandits at 7 p.m. With a completely new and exciting in-game experience, including a state-of-the-art Jumbotron, the Thompson Family Arena will be the place to be. Don't miss the Spruce Grove Saints home opener, September 19th. For tickets, visit tickets.sgsaints.ca.
Excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
September, back to class and back to carting the kids around. Good news. Until the end of the month at Wolf GMC Buick, get GMC employee pricing on all remaining 2025 GMC Sierras, so you'll have loads of room. Plus, get 0% financing on Sierra light-duty crew cabs. If you're eyeing up an SUV, we have the completely redesigned GMC Terrain and our entire Buick family with incredible prices. And Costco members up to $1,200 additional off the price. Come see us, corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road.
Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the move, you're never more than a tap away from Sports 1440. Download the radio player or iHeart app today. So you can get all access anytime to Edmonton's only sports radio station, Sports 1440.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered with half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings, now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold pint of Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West Ed and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
Dennis here from Weiss Johnson. Are you looking to get into the trades or have a kid graduating high school wondering what to do? Weiss Johnson is looking for career-minded people to work for us. Opportunities truly are endless. Become a service technician, gas fitter, refrigeration technician, install residential or commercial heating and plumbing systems, fireplace installations or service, duct cleaning. We are the company where you can learn all aspects of the trade and pick which career path to take. We have an awesome benefits package and offer school reimbursement too. Visit weiss-johnson.com.
Hey, did you hear what happened to Aiden? Oh, yeah, it's heartbreaking. Everyone knew this could happen. They've been posting those street races for months.
I know, right? Now his best friend is in the ICU. His family is devastated. All for some likes.
Totally wasn't worth it.
Street racing is deadly. Stop it before it stops you. A message from the Government of Alberta.
Groceries, mortgage payments, family holidays, a new car. That's what profit shares look like for Vision Credit Union members. Each year, we return about 75% of our profits, $35 million last year, to the people who bank with us. Because at Vision Credit Union, when you're an owner, you get your share. Why not get yours? Learn how at whatsyourshare.ca. That's whatsyourshare.ca.
The Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Can you fit Sports Encyclopedia on a business card?
Presented by Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy. WolfGMCBuick.com.
Lowdown with Lowetide on Sports 1440. Whenever we play a Chris Christopherson song, it's an official national holiday. I want you to understand that. Brought to you by Wolf GMC Buick. Employee pricing continues at wolfgmcbuick.com. 1:39. It's time for Declinations. Hi, my name is. Brought to you by Elks Nation. 2 weekly podcasts with Eddie Steele and Declan Krueger breaking down the green and gold, plus some verbal written down by typewriter. The most in-depth Double E football coverage on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcasts. Good song choice, Declan. Man, that was good.
Only Chris Christopherson song in the system. Can you believe that?
Wow. Sunday morning coming down.
Yeah.
Are you watching me now? Lots of good songs by him. Me and Bobby McGee. Busted Flat in Baton Rouge. Or in our case, Kalmar. But same thing. Are you ready?
Yeah, man. You guys ready?
Sorry, I got to get off of the thing.
Do it. Everyone get off the text line.
Okay. I'm off.
Everyone get off the YouTube chat. Okay. Clue number 1. And again, this comes down from Walks. Thank you, Andrew. I played 17 seasons in the MLB.
Okay. 17 in the Major Leagues of Baseball. Hi, my name is Fred Lynn.
Your name is not Fred Lynn.
Hi, my name is. Also, do we know? Are we gonna get retired or current?
Retired.
I assume so, but you never know. It could be like an Andrew McCutcheon or something.
Sure.
But we'll run with. Since I was just looking at him here, hi, my name is Randy Johnson.
Your name is not Randy Johnson. Hold on a sec. Had that faded down. Clue number 2. I played for 9 teams.
9. Wow.
It was 10 different times he had been with teams, but he played for one team twice in 2 separate stops.
In 17 years.
Yeah.
So this could be a utility infielder, but 17 years is a lot. Maybe he was a star and then he became
role player,
right, or a reliever, but that's a lot of teams.
I don't think he'd give us a reliever.
Maybe he went to the Moneyball A's and the
Are you
Yankees
kidding
ate
me?
half
This
his
is
salary.
Walker. It's going to be tough.
This is Walks. It's gonna be a tough one, and I don't expect to get it. But if he gave us a reliever, I've got words.
How many different teams?
9.
9 in 17 years.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 teams that he played with all the time, and then he bounced around the last few. That does happen.
The most he was ever with one team, actually, I'm not going to give that to you guys.
You know what? I'm just going to do this because I'm going to guess the most criminal guess ever. Hi, my name is Jesse Chavez.
Ooh, your name is not Jesse Chavez.
There you go.
I pulled out the reliever just to see.
Because I got you thinking.
You did, and I know he's been through literally almost every team in the league.
Okay. I'm just trying. That's a lot of teams. It really is. Hi, my name is Walt Weiss.
Your name is not Walt Weiss. Clue number 3. I had a brother who also played in the MLB.
Okay. Oh. 17 years. How many teams? Hi, my name is Robbie Alomar.
Your name is not Robbie Alomar.
I didn't think he played for that many teams.
They don't give me another clue.
Clue number 4. My most home runs in a season was 2.
Oh, God. This is such Walker business.
No, sorry. It's 3, actually.
It doesn't matter.
Difference.
It doesn't matter. This is okay. We're talking like a defensive shortstop or a pitcher.
Or a pitcher.
Oh, man.
You know what? Just for the hell of it. Hi, my name is Big Sexy Bartolo Colon.
Oh, I like it. Your name is not Bartolo Colon.
Hi, my name is Alfredo Griffin.
Your name is not Alfredo Griffin. Clue number 5. I am top 20 all time in stolen bases.
Oh, okay. So that brings us to a new level. Hi, my name is Otis Nixon.
Your name is in fact Otis Nixon.
That's a good pull. It's a good one. Good pull.
You know, it makes sense because he started out with I think they either Cleveland and went to the Yankees or Yankees then went to Cleveland. And he ended up in Montreal. And he was so fast, he would pinch run. Like, you never have a pinch runner on your roster now.
He's the next clue was actually going to be, I thought this was kind of an interesting stat. He has the most stolen bases all time for a player who never made an all-star game.
No, I'm sure that's true. He had a brother, Donnell Nixon, who was also fast.
He was a pitcher.
My guess was going to be Kenny Lofton.
Another great name, but he would have hit more than 3 home runs.
That was the only problem.
Yeah.
There. It was the homers, but it was just the whole teams thing and stolen bases.
Walks got back to me and said it was either Otis Nixon or Jacob Brumfield.
Oh, okay.
All right. I don't know which one would have been easier, but you did get Otis in 5, so.
Well, I'm old, and he threw one to the old guy. Is what he did. Like that's do you remember anything about Otis Nixon?
God, no.
He was long and string beanie, and he sort of looked like a skeleton. Like he was just so thin. He was like a pencil at the plate, but he could motor. They tried to get him to bunt all the time because he could beat a bunt if it hit the ground.
His numbers are like insane for his career, like hilarious.
Yeah.
He batted 270 with 11 home runs, 318 RBIs, nearly 1,400 hits, 142 doubles, 27 triples, 620 stolen bases. And then in his postseason career, in his postseason career, sorry, he batted 321 with a 396 OBP.
He was dangerous if the ball was not in the air. As soon as it hit the ground, you were in fierce amount of trouble. And when I was a kid, in the World Series, Dick Williams of the Oakland Athletics ran a sprinter named Herb Washington as a pinch runner. And I remember watching the game with my dad, and he's like, this is outrageous because people love baseball the way it's supposed to be, which is not the way it was being played at that time. But Herb Washington was actually a sprinter. Otis Nixon was a baseball player, but he was as fast as a sprinter. And a lot of the unusual numbers you're looking at, Declan, came as a result of that. Yeah. He was fast. I think Bobby Witt's the fastest guy in Major Leagues right now. And Otis Nixon, for his time, would have been much faster. Not faster in actual time, but compared to everybody else on the field in whatever year it was, 1986 to 1999 or 2000. It was 16 years, so 2003.
The one guy in this whole like speed and stolen bases conversation that I don't understand how he's not a Hall of Famer is Kenny Lofton.
Yeah, Kenny Lofton will get into the Hall of Fame, but as is the case with guys like Dick Allen, he probably won't be alive when it happens.
Like Kenny Lofton, you look back at that career, and I mean,
he was a big part of that team. He really was, because he ignited the offense.
He a career 299 batting average, 622 career stolen bases with 130 home runs. Like, it's not like he was the prolific power hitter, but almost like you look at his first 5 years of his career, he led the league in stolen bases each of the first 5 years.
And what was his stolen base percentage? Because I think it was really good. I don't remember.
It was outstanding. Yeah, no. Kenny Lofton, I think he'll, like you said, he'll get in after he dies.
It's so stupid. It's just so stupid. Like Major League Baseball does things that are just so damn dumb, and putting people in after they're dead is one of the things that drives me nuts.
It's great. Like, you should be able to. I don't get it.
Well, Dick Allen was not popular with sports writers, and I think they held that against him when he could have won or could have gotten in the old way, and then he finally got in. But
like
Dave Parker, same thing.
My guy is always going to be Carlos Delgado. Like, how could
it be Delgado when you didn't even remember he played first base for the Jays in the last segment?
Well, Carlos, that just tells you, like, Carlos Delgado probably goes down as severely underrated.
As much as I love Walker's choice and the fact that I got it, which I'm thrilled by, my favorite Walker moment is when he texted you. Was it nerd?
No, did he text me? He texted me dork.
Yeah, dork, because of your favorite Robert Redford film, which is so awesome because I wasn't thinking dork, but I was thinking another dork-like word.
Loser?
No, nerd.
Nerd?
Yeah. So.
Oh, well.
But it's your favorite movie by Robert Redford. So, he liked sneakers, and I thought that all the other movies that I like, All the President's Men is one of my favorite movies. So he was brilliant in that film. And he was also great in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and in The Sting, but I preferred Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yeah, Robert Redford, he's got that hell of a resume.
Looked like a young Brad Pitt too, like shockingly so.
Yes, that was a JMO pause. I'm just thinking about a couple of program notes. Daniel Nugent Bowman will join us at 1:20 Tuesday. That's next Tuesday. And he will be joining us every Tuesday afterwards. And then the following Monday, right at the end of September, we will see the return of Rachel Dory. And as part of that, I'm going to tell you that Rachel Dory she's got married. If you go on her Twitter feed, you'll see some wonderful photos of her and her husband, a very lovely couple. So she'll be Rachel Krychak when she comes back. So just so you know, when I'm promoting Rachel, that is her new name. Well, not her new name, but her married name. It'll happen to you. You'll marry somebody and take their name, Donovan.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know it.
Yeah. I wanted to get into a conversation today, and I don't know if it's time or if we have time. I want to talk about Josh Allen. And here's why I want to talk about Josh Allen. Because I'm starting to see stories that have titles like Josh Allen has done enough to win a Super Bowl, and maybe it's not going to be in Buffalo. And that sounds like a lot of what comes out of Toronto about Connor McDavid. So because I have at least two learned individuals about Josh Allen in Buffalo. Do you balk at that idea,
Yeah,
Declan?
I don't believe that for a second.
Okay.
I think he'll be a Bill for life.
Okay.
The only way I could see him leaving is the Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers career is kind of over. You want to have one last gasp because the team wants to go into a rebuild. I could not imagine him. There's no chance he goes to another team in his prime. Never.
And there's no chance he doesn't win a Super Bowl for me.
I think he'll get at least one as well.
There's no shot he's not getting.
I've never seen Declan more disappointed than the last Super Bowl.
I didn't mind. I was the Eagles beat the. I was
I'm sorry. When they
that.
lost to KC, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I was down. I was down bad.
You were like, he's never going to win.
Yep.
We're never going to win. We can't beat them.
Yep.
It was like.
I have a story about last year's Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Bills.
Are you going to sing a song? It sounds like you're introducing a song right now. There's a song I wrote in a hotel room in Billington, Ontario in 1984.
No, but I made a bet with my friend last year that I would shave my eyebrows.
Oh my God.
If Buffalo lost to Kansas City, and they lost by a field goal.
Damn.
Did you shave your eyebrows?
Damn.
They're back stronger than ever.
Yeah.
You know what my fantasy league punishment is this year?
Wait, did you shave your eyebrows though?
I did.
Oh,
Both
wow.
of them came
Was he
clean
not
off.
listening to the show?
No, I knew he lost the bet. But
When does he listen to the show?
I was asking if he actually shaved them.
He said that he had.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to that part.
It's a 2-hour show.
Yeah, but you guys it's pretty easy to tune you out.
I mean, I
after,
can
the
understand.
first 15.
Connor should get especially angry during Fantasy Frenzy if people on the show don't remember or listen to it because it's only an hour.
Exactly. I'd be pissed if I was
Right.
Connor Halley.
Yeah, but you guys are forgetting Connor puts on a better show.
Well, that is true. All right. So you were going to say something and I
Yes.
interrupted.
Our fantasy football punishment this year is a full body wax, and the winner shaves the loser's head, as well as eyebrows.
You better not lose.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not losing. But there's a couple of guys who are 0-2, and they're sweating bullets right now.
I don't think I could do it. I wouldn't do that to whoever lost. I wouldn't be able to do it.
I remember you telling us about that one, Donovan, and I love a good fantasy football punishment as much as the next guy. That one seems a little life-alteringly tough.
Thank you for
Why
that.
is it life-alteringly tough?
Because you have people who your mom is going to see you and go, "What are you doing, Larry?"
Let me ask you this, Donovan, actually. Are the two you said there are two guys who are currently 0-2?
Three guys
who are 0-2 who are sweating a little bit. Do any of them have girlfriends?
One.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just curious.
Well, not anymore. If he loses the bet, he's going to look like a Mexican hairless.
The whole point of a fantasy football punishment is.
Do you know
if
those
it's
ugly
damned or
cats
one-
that have
Yes.
all the skin and no hair?
Yes.
That's going to be Larry.
And there's one in particular I really hope it happens to
God,
because
you're
he's got
cruel.
semi-long hair and it's great flow. I'll give him that. Easton's got great flow, but man, I hope it happens.
Evil, evil, doggy. That's this show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're back tomorrow with Kevin McCurdy, who'll bring rational thought to the show. Jason Gregor next. Please enjoy your day.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. Play Alberta has an all-new app. Download it and get boosted odds on all the big games. Plus, play casino games, grab lottery tickets, and try some quick and easy instant games all on your phone. MLB scores around the league right now. Braves lead the Nats 5-2 in the bottom of the fifth. That one currently game one of a double header. Blue Jays will be in action at 5:35 tonight as they take on the Tampa Bay Rays in Tampa. Jose Barrios on the bump in that one. News around the sporting world is the Rangers have named JT Miller as the 29th captain in franchise history. Miller returned to the Rangers where he spent the first 6 seasons of his career in a trade from the Canucks last season. Argos quarterback Jared Deggy is expected to start under center in place of the injured Nick Arbuckle against the Elks in week 16. Arbuckle was not seen at practice today after sustaining an injury in the late stages of the win over the Elks, with Dave Naylor of TSN adding that he's expected to be sidelined for an additional 2 to 4 weeks. Zach Caleros did practice in full gear at Bombers practice today, but his level of participation remained unclear. The 37-year-old quarterback has missed the past 3 games with a neck injury. And Paige Beckers of the Dallas Wings was named the WNBA Rookie of the Year. She averaged 19.2 points on 47% from the field, 5.4 assists, and 3.9 boards in 33 minutes tonight. I'm Declan Krueger. This has been a Sports 1440 update.